Hi, everybody. Welcome to Altitude and Attitude. No, it wasn't planned. Yes, we're live anyway. It's A&A light, unfiltered, unprepared, and probably unwise. So let's try it. Hey, Stanford, what's happening, brother?
Another day, brother. Another day. Trying to enjoy this nice little weekend out here in New England.
Yeah, I get it, man. I understand. It's nice out there. This is the time of year to be in New England. I mean, this is perfect. This is the time to be there. So
Yeah.
I get it.
I know we're doing this unscheduled impromptu because I missed Thursday. And going to say my little two-piece without cussing that much.
Fuck yeah. Watch your mouth. Watch him out. Chris is on his way. By the way, Chris is on his way. Hog's on his way here, so he should be joining us in a few minutes.
That's
Something
the
about
stuff.
his back. I don't know, prison thing.
Nah, well, he got his
I don't
back
know.
blown out.
Yeah, he's getting his back blown out.
No. I got a hold of you guys because I was like I mentioned to you guys, I was seeing the things on TikTok about that on that Jubilee episode.
Jubilee. Yeah, that's one of
Yeah,
my favorite things.
yeah. 20 versus 1 with I can never what's I can't pronounce his name. Is it Maid?
Me- I call him. Yeah, I don't know if it's right or not. Mehdi Hassan. Mehdi.
Mehdi
Yeah,
Mehdi.
yeah. Cool
And I
guy.
want to talk about how fanatical some of these MAGA supporters are.
It was insane, dude. It was insane. If anybody hasn't watched it, I hate Jubilee, but if you haven't watched it, it's a 20-on-1 Mehdi Hassan versus 20 of some of the most racist young people I have ever heard on on something that's so broadcast. Millions of people are going to watch this. It's
Yeah,
insane.
I think the numbers went up to, and the reason I wanted to comment on it and talk and speak on it, not just about that, it was about the whole view of how MAGA, with some of the views on it that kind of intrigued me was the fact that some of the people who spoke on it were willing to vote to give up their right to vote for authoritarianism, and that was very surprising to me. For the people who are so-called America first, want to give up their American rights. That blew me away. I mean, the racism, the racism, yeah, it is what it is. I hate to say it, but that's part of the American way. But the fact that they were willing to throw away their freaking civil liberties for one person's.
Oh my God, dude. I don't understand it. I really don't get it. And I heard, oh, look who's in the chat now. Chris Hogg said, hey, welcome to the show, Chris. We should get you on sometime, you loser. But, I heard that one of the guys they were all dumb, but this one guy, the one who was so excited, yeah, I'm a fascist. I heard he lost his job because of the crazy stuff he was saying.
But his GoFundMe raised like over $70,000 to help fund.
So yeah, imagine the amount of people that how do you justify that donation?
How do you justify? I want to support fascism because I don't believe that anybody should have rights.
Right. Oh my God.
And he was a Catholic.
Oh my. Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
He was a Catholic. Like, and then he said, then when the moderator, the guy who was my Mr. M, that's what they call him, because I can't pronounce his name right. When he was saying, he was like, what happened? Authoritative figures usually kill, usually dismantle people within their own group, and even if they're core supporters. He's like, well, that won't happen to me. It's like, have you not? You read these books from Nazism, fascism from the Italian side, and other fascist books, ideology. If you read the history of those books, fascism literally says you have to eliminate people in your group if you see weakness in your own group.
Right.
So even if you do a slight, they usually get rid of you because they think you're a threat.
Right.
Like the fact that these people are willing to vote, they're like how can you hate certain groups if you're willing to sacrifice your liberties
Mhm.
just to prove that you thought you were right? Like it makes no sense to me. Like you want us, so you rather throw away democracy, use democracy to throw it away, so you can be at the heel and boot of a regime, and you don't know how you're going to survive day by day.
Right.
Is democracy perfect? No, but the fact that we know it's not perfect, but at least you see some kind of hope at the end of democracy.
Right.
Authoritarianism, only thing you're going to do is you're going to fight. You're going to fight for resources. You're going to fight for it. You think we're fighting now? Authoritarianism is bad.
Yeah. 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 That's one great way though to bring the people together.
Yeah.
That's a great way to bring the people together. So I don't know. Maybe
Right.
they've got a maybe he's got a point then. Maybe we should go fascist so that we'll stop fucking fighting each other and start fighting the government. Maybe that's what we need. I don't know. No, I'm joking. I'm just kidding.
It could be. It, I just that surprised. I mean, the people my age didn't really surprise me because you hear black people say it all the time that it's racism is taught, it's not inherited. You know what I'm saying? These
Agree.
ideologies they have to keep you have to keep spawning this from generation to generation. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and even though we had the first black president, doesn't mean that these people are not out there and that they don't support these insane you know insane racial theories and hierarchy type groups. It's the fact that they have more open platforms to speak it now, compared to in the past.
Right.
And they're voting, and they're organized. They're more organized than ever. They're actually using
Well, they have
words
a
to
president now.
yeah. I mean, yeah, they're speaking words like wokeism, DEI. Uh, it's the
Uh,
wildest thing.
yeah. Yeah.
Nah.
You're never going to get rid of it. You're never going to get rid of racism, but you can at least squash it. You can squash it and you can keep it where we don't have to be fucking affected by it, right? Because there's always going to be some inbred jackass in some fucking swamp somewhere who's just going to hate somebody because of their skin color. You know, keep him out of here, keep him out of society. Just, I don't know.
Well,
Fuck them.
it goes back to our discussion 2 weeks ago about when they're cutting this the education department. The
Yeah.
fact that they're using the tools to cut away people's to stop people from expanding their minds to be more logical, to think more logical. I'm not saying that we're gonna change everybody's heart and mind towards a social colorblind society, but we can get a big majority, 70-80%, to be like, all right, this 30%, they're just loonies, but we got to deal with them.
Right.
Our
Right.
country's pushing forward, but their agenda, and I have to give them a lot of credit. They're moving their agenda the way they wanted it. They fought for it for over 20, 30 years, and now they're getting it.
Right. Right.
So
Could
I
this
have to give them
be?
credit.
Could this be? And maybe this is just the optimist in me. I don't know. Could this be like this group of people's final push? You know, the pendulum, right?
Yeah.
Could this be like their final push? All right, let's do it one more. Get one more for the Gipper, right? Let's really fucking and it's just gonna fucking collapse after this. I mean,
That's a good
I
point.
hope so. I hope so.
I mean,
That would be kind of nice.
but you still got too many systems in place where they can. It sounds great, but you don't weed out hatred. It takes probably about 100 years to, like you said, slowly but surely.
Yeah.
Eventually somebody's gonna be the new enemy, the new boogeyman. Because America, that's what we do. We do the new boogeyman. Now it's the Latino. Back in the '60s and prior to that, it was blacks, and then the Asians, and the Irish, and the Italians. Then
I don't.
2000s it was the Arabs. With 9/11. All of a sudden everybody who wears a hijab or prays to Allah
Allah.
it was an enemy combatant. The new term,
Right.
enemy combatant.
Right. 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 It still gets me that and I'm going to call this organization out because I don't give a fuck anymore. But I used to belong to a motorcycle group called the Combat Veterans Association,
Mhm.
and I was a member of it for probably, I don't know, 6 months or so. And my father and I went to one of their uh, club meetings, and the president of this guy, I don't know, it was some chapter in Little Rock, Arkansas. Um, I wish I could drop his name here, but I can't remember his damn name.
Yeah.
Anyway, so my father and I are sitting there talking to him, and he said, somehow the conversation came up, and he said, "There's no Muslims in our chapter." And I said, "Okay." I said, "How do you know?" He said, "Look around." He said, "Do you see a Muslim here anywhere?" And I said, "Well, what does a Muslim look like?" I said, "You realize that Islam is a religion." Somehow the conversation came up, and he said, "Whoa, somebody's got his speakers on."
Chapter. I know, I'm trying to turn them on.
Oh, my goodness.
You know what's funny? While you saying that story, the Muslim just joined.
I know, right? 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 He came in like a wrecking ball. Jesus.
But what were you saying, Pete, about
So anyway, yeah, he was trying to tell me and my father that there's no Muslims in our group. We aren't going to have any Muslims. You were talking about back in the 2000s how Arabs or anybody that was brown skin was an enemy combatant, and that's exactly what it was. Boy, my father he looked at me, said, "Let's just get the fuck out of here." We got up, walked right out of that meeting. Those pieces of racist shit.
Yeah, it doesn't stop. But hey, it's America. It's America. So I was just like I said, the Jubilee thing kind of had me seeing all the TikToks about it and actually watching the full episode of it was very eye opening.
Right.
Especially from some of the people who immigrated. They were European, immigrated, and then they're saying, "Well, no, we don't want no more immigrants." Meaning that they didn't want brown. They didn't want brown immigrants. They wanted only white European.
Right. I mean, and one of the things he said was overall immigrants are good for the country, right?
Yeah.
And the issue there was how general that statement was. He didn't say Mexicans coming from Mexico today are good for. He literally just said immigrants overall are good for the country. And those assholes were just like, "No, why are they good?" And blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, you realize you're an immigrant. You come from a line of fucking immigrants. So obviously, he's talking about you. What
And
up,
whatever the heck.
Hoggy?
What up? I'm trying to catch up.
Catch up.
Well, I mean, I listened to some of it. There's a dead spot right before we get to my house.
We just talking about the Jubilee thing. It's like I said, it was just interesting topic for me because to see that me and Pete were just saying the generation of people my age and younger who are gearing towards fascism that rather lose their rights to fight the boogeyman of unknown origin because they believe that authoritarianism is the best way to run this country. It's fucking
Right.
insane.
Doesn't make any sense.
It's insane.
That I think we were talking about it earlier before this even came up that we were coming on here. Is that like why would we even talk about this? Why would we give them any kind of clout at all? But the problem is that like those are people our kids' age, or like close to it. And these are college age kids. These are the people that are being educated in schools, which is a great thing and all. But I believe in their right to believe in whatever they want. But what are we doing wrong that gets them to believe that's right?
There it is. Yeah. What are we doing wrong? What are we doing wrong?
Correct. Yeah. What are we doing wrong to make them believe that? And I see it every day on this TV, every single day, because this president gets on there and says this stuff out loud.
Yeah. Yeah.
Out loud. He says it, he means it, and don't think he don't. Because every time you
And everybody in his cabinet fucking does it. Everybody in his cabinet does it.
and every time that people try and say that that's just his personality, he doesn't really mean that.
Shit. He means what he says.
He means every fucking bit of it.
Every word.
Look,
Every word.
Every bit of Project 2025 he meant.
Absolutely.
Meant
What?
it. So I mean, like, don't be shocked when these kids are coming on and attacking one dude who, first of all, was kind of like, I think he was baited into that, and then
Well, of course.
interviews, and then he thought, he has. I encourage you to go watch his interview with Tim Miller, because he explains his torn decision making process, because he sees this side of it where, why would I use my name to promote something like this and get it out there? But then at the same time, these people are out there and it's very popular. We need to figure out how to get both sides of this on it.
Right. But I would also like to point out that there is somebody right now currently on YouTube who's trying to get Jubilee demonetized, and I have signed this because Jubilee is a horrible fucking program.
I've never, that's the only episode I've ever seen, and the only reason I've seen it was because I know who Mehdi Hassan is. And, I had watched him on some other interviews. I did not know.
I like Mehdi; he's good.
Yeah. Well, you have to have, and I understand what he said, right? Mehdi was like, he didn't want to speak to these people, but the problem is, I'm reminded of what during the civil rights, when you had a lot of African American and Latino scholars go on these shows and debate these people, because that's the only way you can confront that kind of anger and vile hatred. Is you have to debate them one-on-one, because a lot of their feelings is skewed on false information, on false, they have a false perception about the economy or certain things, and it's easy for them, especially when they're in their bubble, to blame the Jews, the blacks, the immigrants. And it's like, dude, you live in an area where it's 99% white. How are they taking your job? Your everything in your district is Republican, but somehow some random black dude or immigrant took your job or is taking away your job.
But I'm going to ask you this one: how fucking unskilled and uneducated are you that an undocumented immigrant can come in and take your job? I mean, those guys are looking for jobs that nobody wants, that's under the radar, that no one's going to, really pay attention to them, right? So what the fuck? What are you doing wrong where you have to fight it out with an undocumented immigrant?
Have you seen where they are floating the idea of taking these people out of? Don't ask me for a reference right now, because I just read it somewhere. I read a lot. Where they're floating the idea of taking these people out of these camps and letting them do their job, and then bringing them back to the camp for a while. So if this does not shock me, and I will not be shocked at all if this is true. I'll have to look deeper into it. I just read it today. I've been busy, obviously, and
kind of like a work release.
Yeah, like a work release program or something like. Well, then guess what? Now you went from indefinite to super indefinite, because guess what? There ain't gonna be no white people picking this cotton. There ain't gonna be no black people picking this cotton or whatever. That pick your vegetable. Like
cotton isn't a vegetable.
Well, I understand that. It's something that needs manual labor.
And you know how and when you said that, right? And it's the crazy thing is, we hear about these the jobs and immigrants, right? And it goes back to kind of what Pete says. How are they losing their jobs? How can you lose your job to a undocumented person? But the biggest factor, and we know the biggest exploitive person, the exploitive machine behind it is the corporation or company hiring them. So you know who these people are because you were able to rate their job sites, meaning that you know that on paper they literally said they're undocumented because they have some kind of EIN number to pay taxes, even though they don't get no tax refunds from that. So if your company is hiring them, right, and you're not going after the companies, you're going after the people. It defeats the purpose of this immigration debate. It really does, because how does ICE know that Johnson & Johnson Berry Farms over there in the middle of fucking Arkansas has 30 undocumented,
right?
Like, and now they're gonna be there picking up these berries because they went through the company file that's on through the the INS whatever fucking shit that we gotta find, the WI-9 or I-4. You know where these people are at. So this whole argument with undocumented people and deporting them is such a fucking is so full of it. It's like you're killing the economy. You rose the price of food, because I was just telling Pete off camera how much when I went to the grocery store to buy some damn tomato sauce for my damn spaghetti, it's $8.99 to $10.99. I'm like, what the fuck for a jar of spaghetti? I mean, of sauce. Yep. Like, for what? What are we getting out of this?
Right.
You know, everybody's grocery bills high. You know, but Lord knows you hear these damn Republicans in this Congress. Well, but the stock market is doing well because certain parts of the market is doing well. Some parts are shit.
Right. But how many of us, how many real Americans are in the market and give a fuck about it?
Yeah, because we can't. I was listening to Kevin O'Leary was on CNN talking about how good the market is. It's like, dude, that doesn't apply to the market. Applies for future, not to at the moment. The price at the moment is hurting the consumer. Not
right. You're talking a year and a half, 2 years down the road before it hits Main Street. Right.
Yeah. It's crazy how these people are thinking about that, and it upsets me because this immigration thing. We're watching the Jubilee episode and watching these people support fascism, and they want more people to get deported, and all. It's like, do you not see our pocketbooks are paying more out of it? We're losing what I'm saying? We're paying more out of pocket. A lot more people are going to lose their health care because when you deport 200,000-300,000 people, people don't understand economics of a dollar. $1 spent generates 5, depending on what area you're at.
Right.
And I just gotta say, like, and there's just not that many violent criminals to arrest. And
there's a lot of violent white people. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I get that, but there's a lot of violent black people. There's a lot of violent U.S. citizens just altogether.
That's kind of what I was.
Like everybody, just American citizens. There's a lot of violent people. A lot more than there are immigrants, but if they really were that bad, they really were MS-13, they really are that bad, you realize we just let them go. They just shipped them back, like, no problem. Like, they just took them out of CCOT because that was just too much. Mm-hmm. And we're just like, well, if they were that violent, why did we do that? Because they were never that violent to begin with. Because you're full of shit. You're full of shit. You're going to get lawsuits because you've already started getting them. And this country is paying out way more than we saved because your dumb ass has got to just put a bunch of American citizens and fucking innocent people in goddamn jail because it's ugly, because it's mean, and fuck you.
But that's what they want,
And fuck you.
Yeah, some of these people want that fascism, right? That's what they want to see. I don't know. I don't understand how people are, going back to that Jubilee episode and just in general, how people are so enamored with this fascism, authoritarianism type of, I don't know how a certain fill of Americans love that. They want to embrace that. It makes no sense. It's very contradictory to what we were taught as Americans.
Right, but and this is where my conversation with you guys yesterday about this was, this is why I dislike Jubilee, because they take these young people, and sometimes they're not young. Sometimes they're as old as Stanford, like super, super old. And but they take these really ignorant people that have no idea what they're talking about, but they're overly passionate about something, and they put them there with an expert like Mehdi. I mean, you can't argue with Mehdi. You can't argue with Charlie Kirk. You can't do it. But they find the dumbest people and they put them there. And then you have people like the one guy who told Mehdi, get out of my country. The other guy who said, I'm a fascist, and he wouldn't denounce Nazis. The other guy who said that we should completely obliterate the Constitution, but you can just see the passionate ignorance
Mhm.
in these people. And
And they
and
don't.
so Jubilee throws it out there, and all they're doing is they're doing it for the ratings. They're doing it because it's just like what most of the media does. They do it for the fucking ratings. That's it. We watch it so we can go, what the fuck is wrong with that guy?
They don't know the implications of what they're fucking doing. Number
Right.
one, the kids. I'm talking about the kids, not Jubilee. I'm talking about the kids.
Yeah.
They don't know the implications of what they're wishing for. They are wishing for their own death and their own demise. You're a fucking idiot, okay?
Right.
That is what you are wishing for. And I'm glad that, like, when like the one that said, I'm a fascist, you can call me a fascist. And Mehdi said, well, then there's no more reason.
Yeah, I can't talk to you. I can't debate a fascist.
No more debate because I don't debate people that this country went to war to defeat.
Right.
I mean, what's the point? Fucking idiot. I mean, just you don't know the implication and the fact that we have a president of the United States that is actually promoting this, and then these freaking goddamn uh veterans
Mm-hmm.
that are behind this shit. You guys fucking swore an oath, you stupid motherfuckers. I have less sympathy for you than anybody on the goddamn planet.
I agree with you there.
I mean, like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Right.
You're just like, you think it's great that we just spent all that money fucking marching for a birthday party?
I will not argue with you on that one. Any veteran that supports the bullshit that's coming out of this, they don't deserve the shit that they got from the service, from the VA. That shit ought to be stripped from them because they're literally going against the oath that we took. Literally going against it.
And if shit don't change and this motherfucker don't get out, guess what? It's gonna be us that actually are abiding by what we swore to that will lose it before they will.
Right.
These racist motherfuckers will goddamn get it, but we'll be the ones out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Fuck them all.
Well,
How do you feel, Hog?
Fuck them all.
It makes you sad that you see your own person, your own brothers and sisters in arms. Just the fact that we like you said, we did the open, they're supporting the fascists and they're big Trump supporters, and it's like, dude, you guys are not seeing the big picture. Some of them, willful ignorance is the worst. That's the worst. I think that's
the one.
Willful ignorance means that you are willful ignorance is the worst thing in America because we were taught to be, capitalistic, but you want to throw away everything you served for what? Like, so one countryman can lose their benefits, and you think you're going to keep yours, even though time and time again, everything that came out this Congress shows that they're fucking cutting everything across the board that affects them the most.
Mm-hmm.
Government services, VA health care, all kind of shit. But apparently they still want to keep voting for these guys. It makes no sense to me how you don't see that the Republican Party went into recess because they don't even want to tackle.
They don't want to fucking deal with Epstein. Yeah,
like
fucking Mike Johnson, piece of shit.
That's the worst of all of it. Fuck us. Fuck everybody else. They are trying to protect a goddamn pedophile. What the fuck is wrong with these people.
Right. Right. Right.
Okay, at worst, he is a protector of pedophiles. At best, he's a protector of pedophiles. At best.
Well, I
At worst,
understand it's hard to
he
say that.
is
How
a
do you say that?
pedophile.
How do you say that? At worst? No, I think you would say at worst and at even more worstest.
Okay, well,
Yeah, you
how's
can't
the-
say at best. That's hard to say.
But that's pretty sad when the best you can do is be protecting them.
Yeah.
And that's pretty
Oh, it's
fucking bad,
bad.
dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I don't care. I'm sick and tired of these people saying, well, Clinton's on the list. Good, fucking put him in jail. I don't give a fuck. I don't know the guy.
Right.
You know what? If my dad's on that list, fucking take his motherfucking ass to jail.
All right. So, Mr. Hogg, we know you're not on that list. We know you're
I
not.
know he's not, but
Yeah.
I'm just
So.
saying, I don't fucking care. My loyalty ends there. Period. End of discussion. You abuse children, you're fucking done with me. I'm done.
Oh, and that, you know what, and that's, and you go, and Hoggy, you're right. That right there is insane. Like they want to support fascism, and then they talk about they want to get rid of criminals, but then the U.S. Congress, the Republican Party, who was so-called law and order, said no. We want to stop and let our rich friends be rapey still in the middle of the. It's the most insane thing. And then they're mad because they think that the 30-day break is going to stop people from rehashing this issue. It's
like we're going to forget about men who rape children because we haven't talked about it for 30 days. We're going to be like, oh, whoa, Epstein, who's that guy?
And then you got the Russian spy Tulsi talking about Obama.
Dude, I love it. Say that. The Russian spy.
The Russian spy who's fucking Tulsi Gabbard is literally on file for taking money from the Russians.
Oh yeah.
And she's talking about Obama's treasonous. Like, so all else fails. You can't get rid of for you to protect the pedophile. You got to go to the black man. What the fuck?
Right.
Like,
you realize how stupid.
But see, I think Tulsi. I think the Russian spy. I think Tulsi is just really, and so for those who are new here, I'm just here to point out some pretty sarcastic bullshit. Right, the meat and potatoes come from Hogg and Stanford, and Tulsi is just pissed off because Pam Bondi right now is the Trump slut that he's focusing on. So Tulsi's like, no, look at me. Look at me. Fucking bitch.
Fuck you too, bitch. You know what? Every single one of them motherfuckers. Fuck everybody in the goddamn cabinet. I don't give a fuck. Ain't a motherfucking one of you. Fuck all of you. Fuck the supporters. Fuck them all. This shit with the kids is fucking stupid. And like I said, at best, he's protecting pedophiles. Fuck him. What up? And fuck
I think Hogg just hit the $450 mark. Holy moly! I really wish I could give you a hug right now, Hogg.
It's a regular A&A, so fuck you too.
Somebody hug Hogg.
The question is, and every sound-hearted American, even the people, the extreme right wingers, are trying to figure out. They want to know who are these rich fucks flying these kids in, because they want blood. Because you cannot offer your people on the right, you cannot offer the conservative right movement saying, because let's be honest, if it was a bunch of Democrats, that list would have been released. But it's a lot more conservative Republican donors on that list, and they did not want to release it.
Right, but I'm going to ask you this. Let me ask you guys this one, and you guys know how I roll. Why didn't Biden release the Epstein files? Just a question.
Because he's part of the stupid shit too.
But even if he's not, like, there's something happened recently. That new shit has come out. I'm telling you. I'm not saying I'm not making any excuses for anybody. If you are on it, fuck you. Fuck you, double fuck you, fuck your family, fuck them all. But like anybody that has anything to do with this, fuck them. However, there's no way that they had that information at that time and didn't do it. Do you realize that how bad that would have hurt? And Harris would have won? I mean, so either, like you said, they're either on it or they're not. And the other dumb shit that's happening right now is we're trying to distract from it by blaming Obama for whatever the fuck it was. Like, I don't know.
Obama committed treason because he's black or something like that.
But the same on the same coin, because of this fucking fat idiot, a president's allowed to do whatever the fuck he wants. So all Obama has to do is call fucking DOJ and be like, "Yo, hey, I was the president at a time."
Well,
So,
you know,
off.
they asked Trump about that.
And
he said, well, it looks like he's going to make out pretty good, but he's still a traitor.
I just want to fucking cause fucking stupid mayhem and Gotham.
You know, you know what, Pete? When you asked about why the Epstein file hasn't been released, especially by the Biden administration, I truly believe. I think this is my belief, and I could be wrong. I'm just saying this is what I believe. I think two things. I think Biden saw the list. He knows some of those donors because some of them are Democratic donors. Let's just be real. And the second one, and I hate this. I don't want to say this, but I think in his mind he was like, this is a past issue. This is done. Epstein's dead, and he wanted to push forward because he. You know, the office of presidency, you guys know this, historically, they never, past presidents never attack other past presidents. Once they're out of office, they just...
Except this mother... Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So he still had that stability where he was like, I'm not going to rehash this issue to cause more drama. But goes back to Hoggy, Hoggy, right, you're right. He should have opened the list. You're right. But the thing is, he wasn't... So the decorum of the presidency was different. He even though how flawed Biden is, he still had a little bit of decorum about the president, about the office of president.
I'm sorry,
right? But if
I voted for the man, there is no decorum. If you abuse children in that direction, and I don't care who you are.
Yeah,
I don't care the decorum. I don't care anything. Go to jail, die,
and
eat shit before you die. But I don't care.
Right. And if he hid the list, which I agree with Stanford, if he hid the list because he knew some of the donors, then Biden is no better than Trump. Because he is at best hiding pedophiles. Plain and simple.
He's not running around looking scared right now. I'm just saying there's only one
I don't think Biden knows what he's doing right now.
I mean, Obama was being interviewed last week, and he's like, I think that people shouldn't have ketchup after the age of 8. He looks really worried about what's going on right now.
Yeah.
Doesn't he? I mean, that's what
That's my biggest question.
If what Stanford said was true, Biden, Obama, Clinton, they would all be out going like, yeah, this whole thing is just a smoke screen. It's just stupid. It's all. The only person doing that is one person. There's only one person in a panic right now. I'm just saying. One.
He's in the office.
He's in a panic right now.
Well, right, but I think that the Democrats' silence on this and the fact that Joe Biden had the ability to open these files says a lot. Says to me, it says just as much as somebody who's denying it so publicly. To me, Biden should have fucking released it. I think that we're going to see if, which we know it never will be, if it ever is released, we would see some very prominent Democrats like Clinton on this fucking list.
Well, you're right, but I don't think it's that. And I like I said, I do believe there is some prominent Democrats on there. But like I said, the only reason I believe the Republicans are not touching it because I think it's like 80-20. I think it's 80% heavy GOP, 20% Dems, and it's going to kill the GOP because compared to the Dems, how flawed they are, the GOP was the family values party, and that mantra, that mission statement they put for the last 20, 30 years of our life plus is gonna go up in fucking flames when you see the people on that list, especially from the GOP, because that's a lot of propaganda they gave to the people in areas where they was like, we're the family values party, we want to stop abortions, and now you got a whole pedophile ring of people who put money into these campaigns.
Right. Right. You know, and I got to tell you, see, first of all, we have a new viewer, Catherine Hoek. Welcome.
And I agree with
welcome, Catherine. And yeah, she's absolutely right. You know, and I know that I was bringing up the Biden thing, but I just like to stir the shit with these guys. But she's absolutely right. Just because Biden didn't release the files doesn't make what this administration is doing right.
Nothing is an excuse for something else. Nothing. If it comes down to this kind of crime. Like, okay, Pete, I was with you and I was riding in your car while you robbed the store. Okay, okay, that's an excuse. If I was with you while you raped a fucking kid, then I'm guilty just as much as you are because I sat there and watched it fucking happen. So I'm tired of that whole like, oh well, if this side or that side. Fuck the sides, man. Fuck the sides. And number two, there are Democrats out there because they subpoenaed. That's the whole reason that Congress is out right now, because they subpoenaed Gosling out here. That is why Trump's personal fucking attorney was sitting at the goddamn jailhouse making a deal. He was not getting information. I promise you, he was not. He's making a deal.
Oh yeah. Giselle's getting out. Giselle is getting a partner. I can see that a mile away.
Yeah, I see that coming. I see it coming.
Yeah, she's getting a partner because
every time he gives one, he says, "Oh, I haven't even thought about that because I'm fat and stupid."
No, you know, my thing is, and this is the flawed argument with this whole with these people on that side of the aisle, or anybody that support with the GOP. It's like even though Epstein killed himself before he went to trial, Giselle got convicted. That means there is evidence there, and there's always been evidence there. And
right.
She was the one. She was known as the primary, like that. Like Trump was his best friend, and Giselle was his best homegirl. So the fact that she knows more, and she's still. I'm still surprised she's still alive, because you know how this administration is. They like to.
I gotta go, y'all. I'm gonna keep listening. Y'all enjoy. I'm sorry I have to jet out, but love y'all.
Hogs out.
What? Brother?
Yeah, I gotta be out, brother.
All right, man. We'll see you later.
Gotta go pick up my wife.
All right. See you, Hog. See you
later, brother. Yeah, that part is insane. But hey, this whole country. I don't want to hear shit about law and order and all this other shit when these rich fucks get away with it. That's the part that gets me. Don't tell me about law and order. Don't give me all this about justice and all this other stuff. When this administration has time and time again showed you that justice don't mean nothing. And don't tell me about the Supreme Court. I don't understand how the third branch, the equal branch, is saying, fuck it, we're going to bow down to the executive branch.
Yeah, everybody has. Every single branch has. Every single branch. I mean, they have fucking ignored every court ruling that has come against them. Every one of them. And my question is, can I ignore some court rulings? Can I do that? Would that be all right? Oh, no, I can't, because I'm not some rich bastard who's trying to run the country.
We all know the courts, right? The U.S. courts is a faith-based system, and he showed you that when you don't have no faith, you don't care about the courts. It is what it is. I mean, the American people, the thing that he campaigned on, his own party campaigned on the Epstein file being released, and he didn't want to release. And then he literally tells his supporters in the face, why you guys care about it? He's dead. You know, now you're right, Pete. I think Biden, if he had, but he wasn't thinking strategically. If you had real strategic Democrats in there who really want to have this fight, that list would have been released. They would have burned everybody down. Now you got the Democrats in the House who don't give two shits. They're fighting tooth and nail just to keep their seat. They're like, look, release the list. Let's let this shit, go out.
Right.
And now you got a big fight between that, and then you got the GOP in Texas want to jerry rig the freaking congressional district.
Yeah, fucking
and
Texas. Texas is so
California,
fucked up.
California saying, "Oh, if you're gonna do it, we're gonna fucking do it. And we got more numbers."
Yeah, I know. But let's play this game, right?
Yeah.
Let's just imagine, for some reason, everything works out, which it never does. But let's say just for some reason everything works out, and the list is released, and every fucking name that you couldn't believe is on that list.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what that would look like in this country? I mean,
I will hope two things, because there's one thing I get angry about, I get upset about hearing when I hear politicians left or right talk about law and order and strong police. I hope we strengthen the laws to help protect victims of sexual assault, children and women. And then also another thing that upsets me with this country, which I'm kind of upset that a lot more politicians haven't really pushed this issue harder, is we still have over 100,000 rape kits that haven't been tested. And we have people walking around just still freaking assaulting women, men, you know what I'm saying? And the fact that we haven't even prosecuted them, we're going after drugs. We'll prosecute a person who do drugs.
Undocumented immigrants. Yeah.
Undocumented, then you got actual violent predators out here.
Yeah.
And that right there upsets me more than anything else in this country. It's like what you said, release the list. I know, and I know the statute of limitations on certain things are done because Epstein's been dead for what, 4 or 5 years, right?
That's been a few years now.
But give the people the power to say, okay, well, we know this CEO or this person is in power, so let's go after their financials. Give them the power to investigate, to dig deeper, because you don't stop what you're doing on that type of tip. That rapey SA tip without any intervention with the federal government going to prison.
Yeah,
you just move it, because Epstein's dead, his island's done. There's another island out there. We know that. We just don't know where it's at.
Yeah.
Because you don't stop that. That kind of depravity doesn't stop once one person passes away. It just moves. And the fact that the American people need to figure out who these people are, and have the real justice system enact justice. And give these victims their time in court, because this is insane.
Let's see Pam Bondi or any attorney general actually go after some shit that matters.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see it. Because it's not happening right now.
It kind of reminds me of when I watched remember the ladies from the U.S. gymnastics team when they got assaulted by the doctor? Hundreds, and it took the U.S. government over decades to finally admit, and then the U.S. gymnastics team didn't want to admit to it because they knew it.
Yeah,
it's insane. Like I have a daughter, and the fact that some people in this government, in this world, is willing to let their daughters get violated for the sake of power or whatever the fuck they're thinking of. It's just insane to me, man, and that makes no sense. Like, that is crazy, and the fact that we got people who still support. You got certain right wing media now, they want to turn face with the Epstein file because they want to be on Trump's good side. They're like, oh, well, it's not that big. It is a big deal, because these people, a lot of these people on that list are alive still.
Right.
Rich, powerful people.
Yeah.
But fuck it, But let's get Jose from fucking Home Depot, who's trying to make a living. But hey, the rich person who's fucking riding around in the G5 in the fucking flight, who's going around there, assaulting women, we just don't care about that.
Right. It's It's definitely a different world that we're living in today, man. I mean, we hit on this every week, every Thursday. We talk about this, and I mean, what can you say that we haven't already said? It makes no sense, and that's why I was saying to you earlier that I'm kind of hoping that this is just that last pendulum swing, right?
Yeah.
Where the dumbasses of this country are like, all right, let's just try it one more time. We can do this, and they're going to just fall apart. But I mean, really, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Um,
Um,
but it's definitely a tough time. It's a tough time for a lot of people.
yeah, I just want to see these victims get their due because because it's crazy. Like the older you get, you start talking to your female friends, and a lot of them get older, and they start telling you what really happened to them later on in life, and you hear about some of their things that
I
happened to them,
know, dude.
and it's sad because you look at them, and then you like they're strong, they're still pushing on, but the shit that happened to them, in their youth or
Yeah.
it's
So
fucked
many
up because
women that we served with, that I have talked to who have, like you said, who have talked about the things that happened to them when we knew each other. And it's like, are you fucking with me? Are you serious? This shit was happening? Yeah. They definitely need their, those
they need their justice,
motherfuckers need
bro.
to burn. They
Yeah,
need to burn. They
these
need to
women need
burn.
their justice because this
Yeah.
just not right.
Yeah.
And it's I end up having my daughter take Taekwondo, and she's been in it for about 5 or 6 years now, right?
Hmm.
Because I wanted her to defend herself between two things: uh, men who want to fucking do domestic violence, that DV
And
shit.
white people.
Well, three things, three things. I didn't want her. I can't stop her. I, we spoke about assaults and stuff like, and I know I can't protect her anyway, but I want her to have the tools to fight.
Hmm.
Because I don't knowing the women in my life and hearing their stories, I'm like, it's just fucked up. So I try to, it's only so much you can help. I try to help my daughter be street smart. Make sure that she goes to make sure she does her martial arts practicing, to defend herself and stuff like that. Eventually she's gonna
And
learn how to shoot, weapons and everything else. It's just try to give her the tools to survive because these
and
guys are
use her
fucked up.
voice. Use her voice.
Oh yeah, most
Yeah,
definitely. No,
use your voice. If she's anything like you, she's going to talk too much. That's all I'm saying.
yeah. Except when
That's
she don't
all I'm
cuss.
saying.
She don't cuss. She's a
Not
little bit
right
older than
now.
me.
After listening to Hog tonight, she might though. She might be like, "Dad, what the fuck is fuck mean?" Thanks, Hog. You've just ruined a lot of children's lives.
Oh Lord, yeah, it's a sad thing, but yeah, yeah, these are I know it's like you said, Pete. I know every week we kind of rehash these topics, but these topics have to be spoken about, even though we kind of repeat the same anger and vow, because it doesn't change. These are topics that's been with us as Americans for hundreds of years, and it's going to keep being with us until we change as a society.
It needs to fucking change. It needs to fucking change. Period.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
but
Yeah.
that was my little
Well,
tangent. We got an hour in.
well, I'm glad we did this. Usually, so for our new listeners, uh, generally we are on every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern. This is an ANA light. This is what we do when one or more of us have something that we just want to get off our chest, and we don't believe that we've annoyed our listeners enough. So that's why we're here. Um, but yeah, it's been really nice. It's nice having you on here. We haven't didn't have you last week, Stanford. Really missed you, man.
Work.
I
You know, we picked Thursdays because I wasn't busy on Thursdays and my job picked up. But
now you are.
next week I'll be in, but I won't be on camera because I won't be working and talking at the same time. So
That's
people
cool,
might
man.
think
I
I'm
can't wait
crazy.
to see that. I can't
People
wait
might
to
think
see that. That's going to be fun.
He was like, what the, I'm like, and fuck this. I'm like, hey, I'm sorry.
The fuck is wrong with you people? Oh, not you. Not you.
Not
Not
you.
you. Not you. All right. Well, guys, thank you for our returning listeners, our new listeners. Thank you so much. Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. It doesn't cost you anything. We're not going to send you a bunch of spam. We're not we're not set up for any of that shit yet. So you're not getting spam yet. You're not getting spam yet. So please like and subscribe. It helps us out. And thanks to Stanford and Hogg for always being here. We really appreciate it. This was A&A Light, guys, and